What I'm about to do right now, I take no pleasure in, but it absolutely has to be done. Some of you may know this person known as the medical intuitive, Reiki therapy, Aaron Elaine Cole. You may have seen her on my channel commenting, so on and so forth. I have a story here to tell. Very long story. Very intricate story. A very disturbing story. So I first came into contact with Aaron Elaine when she emailed me on June the 4th of 2016, just this past June. This is the first email I received from her. The medical intuitive, Ollie Matthews. Going to send you part of my story soon. It's so long and drawn out, I want to try and make it concise since I only sent you $25 this time. I just want to thank you for your channel. I watch it a lot. Seen every video. Best part of winding down at night to remind me I'm not crazy. Blessings come from curses and you crack me up even in the thick of this sickness. You need a good TV deal. Thanks again. Will email soon. She then emailed me her personal story. And what triggered her to send me her story was one of the Meatnormous takedown videos, which she seems to be awfully obsessed with. Since June of 2016 until the email I received Friday, I have done a number of videos for the medical intuitive, Ms. Aaron Cole. She has contributed for her videos $475 to my PayPal. Not bad, right? Pretty good, you would think. I'm always happy with contributions, right? You would think no problem. She's always writes in as anonymous for her stories. And I'm not going to say which videos are hers. I'm going to show her that level of respect. The respect she hasn't shown me or my followers. So $475 she's given me, contributed to this channel. And in her first email, she admits, she writes, I watch it a lot, seen every video. Best part of winding down at night to remind me I'm not crazy. And this is all $475, all the communication I've had with Miss Cole over the 6 months. You could see she watches every video. At that time in June, I had just over 425 videos. That means that up until this point in June, she has already viewed 425 of my videos. I now have 830 videos, all of which she has seen. Usually always commenting and sending in after Meatnormous stuff. During the course of our communications together, now, because I received so many stories after making 830 videos, I don't know how many different, I mean, I do obviously have repeats, 500-600 different, we'll call them contributors to my channel. Contributors, because this is going to be a long one, obviously, if you already know that when you're clicking. 400, maybe 500-600 separate contributors to my channel thus far. Her being one of them. It's very difficult to keep who's who, what's what, During the course of our communication, I discovered that based on what she was saying and what she was talking about in her stories of having some fame and popularity, I Googled her name. And what it came back to was her IMDb profile. She was a professional actress. I guess still is a professional actress. Had a regular co-starring recurring role on All My Children. Her clips are online. A professionally trained soap actress. So that's who I thought I was dealing with. Okay? That's who I thought I was counseling, or not even counseling. That's who I thought stories I was breaking down for them. Okay? The fact that somebody says that they watch all my videos in the family, I get a lot of that. So it doesn't necessarily resonate. I had to go back and pull all my communication to put all this together when I got this email that I'm talking about here. I received this email from her Friday, January 27th. This past Friday. Dear Ollie, this email is confidential, of course. Well, I have no confidentiality, and I don't know you any either, Aaron. In honor of your recent meat video, again, she's always on the Meatnormous stuff. As much as he's the worst kind, I must say the meat videos are almost a dark comedy. The name alone, meat, I mean, come on, I appreciate your rants. I wanted to send you something I was proud of today, and you might find inspirational. This is where we land after we put our hands over our fucking ears and close our eyes to these narcs. Then their heads explode. And it's a link. The medical intuitive. There's the link. And the link is to what? I'll put it in the description box. Is to this. A Forbes article. What the medical intuitive to the world's elite can teach any entrepreneur for feeling stuck. As it turns out, Miss Cole is one of the, I have no idea what Reiki is. And I have seen her commenting. I don't read many of the comments. And it was some kind of Reiki therapy. Listen, people on YouTube have all types of names as screen names. They don't necessarily jump out at me as anything. I didn't even know what Reiki therapy is. I still don't. All I know is it's something like rocks talk to you. It's a full-out scam. Now, Miss Cole, who admittedly views every single one of my videos every night, is featured in Forbes. Forbes, basically the leading publication for entrepreneurial business in the US, the world. January is the perfect time of year to take a step back, introspect, and look at your life to assess what aspects are working and what areas can be improved upon. It's a great reboot. If you know what needs to be done in your life to achieve your professional goals, keep doing what you're doing. But what if you're at a crossroads in life and feeling stuck? Should you start your own business? What are the risks of reinventing yourself? Or are you already an entrepreneur or a creative type who temporarily lost their confidence? What's the best way to reinvigorate yourself? More importantly, with the endless self-help and professional development seminars available for entrepreneurs online, who will happily take your money to tell you how to achieve success and whose advice should you trust? For over a decade, Aaron Elaine, the founder of Energy Medicine and Reiki Therapy by Elaine, has discreetly consulted with the world's most powerful and influential people at their own crossroads, including award-winning actors, politicians, doctors, entrepreneurs, C-level executives, artists, global investment bankers, and United Nations diplomats. Elaine is a Reiki practitioner, an ordained minister, a medical intuitive healer, and energy medicine specialist with a strong sense for identifying blocks and blazing through them with her patients while collaborating with various doctors to bridge the gap between the spiritual and medical. Her sessions consist of intuitive counseling and energetic therapy, both in person and remotely, in an uncharted format specifically to treat those at a serious juncture in their lives. After years of working on people without even realizing it, I learned how to specifically channel my energy to help others, says Elaine. I was helping people to heal deep wounds, detach from addictions, to find courage to pursue their wildest dreams. I operate from a very grounded and powerful base, and I use the power of intuition, experience, education, and healing heart energy to help change the lives of others. All of that means nothing. All of that means nothing, and I'm going to get into it later. I dropped my clinical psych studies years ago because I didn't understand the boxes. Now I treat successful psychotherapists and psychiatrists. No, I do. I do. The focus of Elaine's work is to retrieve the unconscious debris of her clients' psyches and then piece them back together in alignment. She then helps reintegrate these lost pieces of self through further conversation and Reiki healing treatments to reprocess the truth of the unconscious mind, all of which create a new reality or a lens for the patient to look through. You mean like what I'm doing, reading your stories. Reading your story without Reiki rocks. Aren't I? So important that you're going to come home every night and read and watch my videos. Every one of my videos. Not only the ones about you, every single one of my videos. As a successful entrepreneur herself, the foundation of Elaine's work is to help people uncover their gifts to create the business of their dreams and help them see it through. More than half the people I see leave their jobs within weeks or months and begin their own business or enterprises, says Elaine. Intrinsic self-starters are my biggest conversion. I would honestly say 90% or more of who I see are born to work for themselves and are stuck in some system. They are working with me to find their purpose that has been in them all along, hence the healing of unconscious aspects. I have helped hundreds of people with various backgrounds start their own businesses. Elaine has consulted behind the scenes with some of the world's most recognizable actors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs to accommodate the growing demand. Remember, she views my channel every night, every one of my videos, and is coming to me for her personal help, which is worth, over 6 months, $475. Elaine has consulted behind the scenes with some of the world's most recognizable actors, thought leaders, and entrepreneurs. So to accommodate the growing demand, she is unveiling the Super Luxury session, which is a 45-day immersive reboot that starts at $65,000 off my back, off my work, under the pretenses I'm helping you. You are a Hollywood trained professional soap star actress studying YouTube channels, studying the stories of poor fucking people, and turning them out at $65,000, starting at $65,000. Featured in Forbes. In Forbes. What costs 65 grand exactly? If you're getting your help for 475 bucks from me, and I don't need some bullshit Reiki rocks. I have contracted a supportive relationship and agreement with a 5-star and notably exclusive luxury hotel in New York City whose personnel understand firsthand my dealings as well as the nuances of my very personal session program. This includes, but is not limited to, coordination with property security, which is active 24/7, Elaine says. Since not everyone will have the opportunity to work with Elaine, I asked her for a few simple tips she would suggest to anyone feeling stuck in the crossroads in life. Well, maybe she's going to mention where she's getting all this fucking great online help, huh? Not even on, she's not saying it's online help. You see what she's doing here and what she figured out. Well, I'll get into it. Give when you have nothing to give. People are at their computers all day and need to connect with other humans. Do a good deed. To face and pay it forward every day. Small or big, it doesn't matter. It's all about the intent of what that action could lead to. Look to those who inspire you. Look to those who inspire you. There's always someone to look up to who will light our way when you feel down, defeated, anything else negative. Look at those who inspire you and tune into how hard their journey to success was for both inspiration and perspective. You have no journey to success. You stole your success. You were nowhere. You say you've been around 10 years after, well, we did talk. Myself, Aaron, and Charlene. We did talk. Okay? And Miss Aaron was fucking nowhere until 2014, until Narcissism videos started coming out. She was nowhere with her Reiki rocks. But a Hollywood-trained professional actress can study people. Can study people and figure out, holy shit, if I can break through these crazy actors, politicians, whoever with money, I could sell them whatever I want on top of it. She admitted it. The Reiki rocks don't work. She don't believe it. She can't even explain it. If you ask her to explain what Reiki is, she's like, oh, well, you know, it's this, I believe in this metaphysical, and there's a doctor who wants to work with me. It's nothing. You look at her websites, they're word salad. A lot of nothing. When you're going to go on these 45-day luxury sessions, Aaron, are the people who are paying starting at $65,000 aware that you're going into your room at night and then watching me for your problems, for your validation, for your reassurances? Why is my services worth $400 and I don't put prices on it? Because this wasn't help, this was consulting. And if I knew I was consulting a similar fucking business, I would have charged you what you were charging people for your office visits. Oh yeah, she has an office. Guess where? New York City, Columbus fucking Circle. Sucking up all the Meatnormous stuff, telling me how great it is. Sitting not 7 minutes from my own daughter, who I haven't seen in 5 years, telling me about Meatnormous, how she understands and how she can relate. I think she's just another subscriber. I think she's a hard-on-time actress, hasn't really had anything going on. She's talking about things turn around. I have no idea she's talking about any of this. You know why, Aaron, you like the more Meatnormous? Because I figured out, because I sat and I thought, why would you send me this link thinking this would inspire? Like, on what fucking planet does she think, like, on what planet does she think she's that good looking that maybe it does with other people, but that ain't me. It don't impress me, Aaron. Don't impress me. Not one bit. That's not it. You are Meatnormous. If Meatnormous had a daughter, Aaron, it'd be you. You are the same type of vampire that he is, sucking up to take advantage of whatever situation you can. You fucking Daywalker. Goddamn Daywalker. Beware of the Daywalker, everybody. Beware of the Daywalker. When I replied to Miss Aaron here and found out she replied, this was my reply to her. I was under the impression you were an actress because of the amount of videos I make. It's hard to remember who is who. I have grave concerns over what is actually going on here. I looked at all of our communications and see you watched every one of my videos. So the question I have to ask is why? Especially since you asked me about, wait for it, and paid me for. Especially since you asked me about and paid me for Aaron Rodgers' situation being estranged from his parents. Politicians, actors, movie stars. Why are you asking me about Aaron Rodgers? For $50. For $50. Now she swears he's not one of her clients. I have grave concerns over what is going on here. I looked over our communication. All right. Quite frankly, I'm stunned that you think I find that article anything other than insulting. And in truth, I feel completely used. You come to me with your issues, the same issues your clients are coming to you for, that you're charging luxury sessions for, starting at $65,000. But then you'll turn around and donate $25 for a video, but you'll be concise. First email she sent me. Sent you $25 this time. $65,000. Gee, thanks. You're watching all of my content for the same issues you're helping people for, yet do any of them know I exist? Do they know where you're getting your help from? Does the author of the Forbes article, for that matter? You got yourself featured in Forbes. in Forbes, presenting yourself as some kind of fucking guru to the stars by realigning their broken childhood thoughts. Yet you come home and watch every one of my fucking videos every night. You pay me $475 to sort out your shit and turn around and charge $65,000 luxury vacations. I don't even know what you're charging for your in-house sessions, your 6 to 20-hour sessions of therapy and Reiki rocks. She admitted on the phone Friday night to me and Charlene, the Reiki doesn't work. She doesn't believe in the Reiki. She can't even explain what it is. Without the talk therapy, the Reiki is nothing. But all she's getting from me and my channel is talk therapy, and she's watching that every night. A professional Hollywood trained soap opera actress from all my children, trolling YouTube channels, the stories of poor women and men, abused children, sexual abuse, sucking it up to then turn around and use on superstars, athletes, actors to sell $65,000 luxury vacations on my work, and I'm supposed to be fucking inspired. That's like Led Zeppelin standing there at the fucking in Madison Square Garden and calling one of the blues artists they ripped off of all their songs, of their riffs, and saying, "Aren't you inspired? Look what I did with your work." And then she tries to tell me how we're peers and colleagues, and that's how she views me. Well, before I get into the rest of your emails and our communications, Aaron, let me stop you right there, okay, like I did on the phone, and make this clear to everybody, okay? You're not my colleague. You're not my peer, okay? I am the top of the narcissism pyramid. I seek the counsel of no one. My philosophies and thoughts are my own. I don't talk to other people about my problems. I have developed my philosophy over years and years of work in my mental laboratory. Years and years. I am not sitting around trolling other people. And she couldn't believe that. She's like, "Well, you don't watch other people's stuff?" No. Well, actually, the quote was, "You don't watch anything other than your own?" I don't watch my own. Because this isn't fun. This is draining. This is hard. I don't understand how you could have a 6 to 12 hours, 20-hour session. That's what's advertised on your site with these people, and then come home and watch my shit. Unless you need the content. I am the top of the mountain. You came to me for help, for your story. She tried to gaslight me and Charlene and make it like, I'm just supporting you because I want to see. Bullshit. This ain't support. Support isn't watching every single one of my video, knowing my story in and out. You studying me. You studying me, and you admitted you studying me, and that you'll continue to watch me regardless of what happens here, and watch other people too. She couldn't grasp that she had done anything wrong here. Or maybe you can. Because what I really think is happening here is the worst case of self-sabotage I have ever seen. This is suicide by cop right now. You are running out and wanting to get blown up because you know what you are doing is a fucking scam. You said it yourself. It's bullshit. The rocks are bullshit. She tried with the rocks. They talked to you and shit. Charlene was like, I held an opal in my tit. It did nothing. And then she tried to talk to me. Well, you should get quartz, Ollie, because if you feel the energy of quartz. And I had to explain to her. I'm like, you know what's quartz? I do have quartz. You know what's quartz? My dab rig for my honey bucket. You know what it does? It gets me high. It's a fucking bitch, don't talk to me. She admitted right out, I know you can destroy me. I know you can destroy me. How do I destroy somebody if they haven't done anything wrong? That was my point back to her. And she's like, what, you think I owe you something? And I'm like, do you? She went into this whole story of, you know, I've been doing this for 10 years and you can look at my writings. I'm like, I don't want to see your writings. I don't care what your writings are about. You tell me before you started watching narcissism channels what from your childhood, you know, your problems were. And she gave this story how she was in a Starbucks and they would get her order on. She wasn't strong enough to stand up. And, you know, she uses that in her sessions with people. I'm like, okay, great. Did you know why you weren't strong enough to open your mouth? Silence. And I'm like, exactly. That's why you're watching my videos. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. You knew there were problems, but you couldn't close the fucking gap. You didn't make any money until 2014. You didn't start making any real money until 2015. And 2016, right in the middle of 2016, you're telling me you've already watched every one of my videos. And now at the end, you're still up to 830 videos. Going on Forbes, being promoted by Forbes. Forbes. You mentioned the Forbes that you go home and watch my channel all night, where you get the basis of putting these pieces together of these celebrities' heads. I wonder if the celebrities that see my channel or anybody you had so quote unquote worked with had known about my channel or somebody else's channel for that matter, if they really would have needed the Reiki rocks and everything. No, you decided to keep me and whoever else you're watching hidden, throwing us a couple bucks, okay? Meanwhile, reaping in all the benefit. And then you turn around and try to gaslight me like I'm supposed to be inspired. Bitch, you'd be nowhere without me. Nowhere. Nowhere. And I'll tell you this, I wouldn't be a part of this anyway because you are scamming people. You are not confident enough in what you are doing to treat anybody for anything, as evidence is the fact that you keep contacting me. I contacted the writer of this Forbes article, no contact back. And then I looked and I found out about these Reiki therapists. They're all over the place, apparently. Apparently all doing the same thing, trolling people's YouTube accounts for this bullshit. Bullshit. So let's look at what else Aaron has communicated with me about. Okay, we know about the 25 bucks. This one is one of her first stories that I am not going to tell you which video it is. Okay? Here's a reply to the first. Brilliant coverage of this topic. Thank you so much. Our tribe will get so big. Believe me, these people are going to drop like flies. Always staying anonymous, by the way. Dear Ollie, I want to stay anonymous in your delivery as you're hiding behind these stories, sucking up these stories from these other people and turning around and now trying to charge $65,000 off the stories of poor people, of abused people. Do you know people save up to contribute to this channel? Another story of hers. Here it is. Here it is. The Aaron Rodgers. The Aaron Rodgers story that she paid $50 for me to analyze for her. I didn't know why. You remember I was analyzing stuff in the news. July 18th, right in the middle of his training camp, huh? Hi, Ollie. Thank you for being a real person. Thanks for the video putting people in check for their donation promises. Wow, you got some fucking balls. You got some fucking gaslighting me right to my fucking face, huh? You got some fucking balls. You fucking ginger Daywalker. If Meatnormous had a daughter, Elaine, if Meatnormous had a daughter, if I had a sister, she'd be you. And that's not to say I don't believe what your childhood, Elaine. I do. But your family attacking your Facebook over this shit, they're absolutely right. They're absolutely right because you are a vampire and this is a scam. Hi, Ollie. Thanks for being a real person. Thanks for putting people in check for their donation promises. Sounds like a lot of people are still in their lack of boundary issues from their narcissist families, or maybe they're dealing with other issues. I appreciate every video you do. You keep it real and you're always funny even when you're angry. She likes seeing me angry. Hollywood actress studying YouTube channels and then turning around for this shit. Okay, I saw this in the press. To me, it's obvious Aaron Rodgers comes from a messed up family like a narcissistic family. Okay? This is you asking me to analyze him. And at the bottom, my PayPal donor, just to show that you fucking paid me to do this. If my goddamn camera will focus. I wonder if I'm rating your stories or somebody else's. That's what I'm starting to wonder also. This is September 2nd of this year. Another one. Here's another little note from me. Yada, yada. Highlighted. Also, Ollie, I predict a big success in the expose of narcissism and anything dark and ugly. Next, I have found a therapist before. I never found a therapist before because normally they don't work. But I got a really good one a week ago. A week ago, the end of August. I'm her therapist. Now she's finding a real therapist, but still coming to me for validation. Yet she's helping people for $65,000. More of her story. More of her story. Me replying to her story with her video. Another story, this email's from December 7th. Dear Ollie, your recent video to meet was the meet ones, man. So familiar. You know me from my previous submissions for your videos you have done for me. And this one is at the end of the story. You are such a bright light. I will keep supporting you as you continually pop up on my radar on YouTube. Well, you've already told me, you watch every night in your original. I am personally thankful for your videos, and I totally know your whole story. More response, do what you want. This is a response to one of the videos I did for her. Thanks, Ollie. Yeah, I'm actually pretty hard-headed and don't always listen well, which should work in my favor. I just got to shake off these last crumbs of unconscious bullshit. Another one, December 23rd. More follow-up. I woke up in a great, after the video response to that one, I woke up in a great mood, well rested after 3 nights of bad sleep. This just made it even better. Thank you for your support. Great video. My support. Super helpful. Thank you. And then this other shit happened. $65,000 you're paying me, and you're giving $25 to $100 for this work, which is fine. I never ever complain about it. This is more than the money. What you've done here, how you've done it, is absolutely abhorrent and disgusting. You have taken the work of other people, not just me, other people as well, which you have admitted. Where I asked, where did you get this knowledge of narcissism? Oh, it's my experience. I was always the guy, get my friend's guidance counselor. I've had many teachers over the years. Any of these, you have no degrees whatsoever, like me. No medical, no psychological, no anything certified in none of it. None of it, like me. None of it. So if you have teachers, where's your degree? You have no teachers. You have people you study and then mimic and then hone your talents. These are lectures. I don't have teachers on narcissism. This is what you don't understand. I don't have teachers. I never had a teacher. I read the medical definition and the psychological definitions of narcissism, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, and I put it all together in my head with the help of one therapist in New Jersey, the one I would trust, the only person I would trust, and the only person I would actually bounce anything off of. Why? Because she lived it with me. She went through the whole thing with me. She saw it from both sides. That's why. I don't go to anybody for advice, opinions. I don't look at anybody else's channels. Not Sam Backin, not the New Zealand guy. I'm not even shitting on any of them. They do what they do, but I have my own thing. I have my own philosophy. I don't even know what they say. It doesn't matter to me. Why? Because even if people who get mad at some of the things I say, I don't care. Why? Why? Because I know eventually I'm proven right. I'm proven right. I'm not listening. And I learned this from somebody. I'm not calling him a peer because he's doing something different. Okay, but I like the way he runs his channel. David Carroll, he doesn't argue with people. Why? Because he doesn't argue with people he doesn't consider as equals. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not debating with you. Nor do I see you, nor are we peers or equals. You don't change my mind on anything. I don't seek your advice on anything. You're seeking mine. Watching every one of my videos. I don't need to watch anybody else's videos to feel validated. I have my validation. I know how I am. I have studied this topic. I know it better than anybody now. Anybody. I am never proven wrong. I know these people. I know what they're going to do. I know before they're going to do it. I know what they're thinking. I know why they think it. Doesn't matter which type of narcissist they are and where they are on the scale. I know it. And those of you who come to me and contribute to my laboratory, my physiological, my psychological experiment, my philosophy experiment, you choose to support me, and I appreciate that. And this isn't about money from anybody. This is about having taken advantage of. Forbes.com. Forbes! Watching my videos every night, crediting none of it. And she goes to these celebrities who, like all of you, come to me with your stories, not understanding it. And after mimicking me and my channel, then goes ahead and does it with these fucking rocks. You read the testimonials on her YouTube channel. Go look up her YouTube. Look up the testimonials of what the people are saying. It's all the talk therapy. Talk therapy she had no idea how to do until YouTube. Specifically, if you watch 830 videos of mine, assuming you only watch every one of them once, how do you have time to do anything else? I must be pretty fucking important to you and your business, okay? Either to you personally, because that's the only other thing it can be. Either you're ripping me off for content, or you got a thing for me personally. I don't know which. It doesn't matter. You got Forbes to back you up on this shit and to give you fucking credibility you only have because of channels like mine. Giving no credit whatsoever. Why are you going to give credit? Well, you're not going to let them know about me or anyone else, because then why are they going to give you $65,000 for a luxury vacation? Well, as far as I'm concerned, okay, you owe me. You owe me. Because I would have charged you a consulting fee if I had known this was a business. And I'm telling you what, if I had known what you were actually going to try to do with Reiki therapy, I wouldn't have had my name attached to it whatsoever. Now, if you were offering some kind of spa experience with something else, you could have worked, then fine. But that's not what you're doing. You're trying to make these people believe you got magic fucking rocks and a magic touch. Let me tell you something, Aaron. Okay? When I talk to these people, touch them, they'd melt. I could do it too. Charlene, if I touch these women when I talk to them, what would happen? They'd melt. You're a sociopath. You are a vampire, and you know it. And I think this has been nothing more than an attempt for self-sabotage, for punishment. That's why you're obsessed with the Meatnormous stuff. You're him. You're his daughter. Beware of the Daywalker. Beware of the Daywalker. If Meatnormous had a daughter. I am not letting this go. I feel used. I feel violated. That conversation we had on the phone, you just were throwing me sales pitches, and you're preying on weak people, where people have to read 2 books, leave just their name on a voicemail, okay? And then maybe you'll call them back, because you're weeding out anybody who's going to give you any pushback. The people, by the time you get them on your table, they'll believe anything. This isn't a journey. This isn't a journey with me. When you write to me, when people write to me, we're not going on a journey. We're not doing work together. We're not having on some kind of fucking spiritual catharsis or whatever. I'm giving you your answers. I'm handing it to you. You can write me whatever you want. People know this. And I'm going to give you the fucking answer. So what is it? And that's what you're getting from me. So how the fuck do you watch every one of my videos, turn around, use those tactics on these people, and then throw in some $65,000 worth of Reiki rocks or whatever? Because this is just getting launched now. She claims this last year she's only made $150,000 with an office on Columbus Circle since 2013. Trying to claim, oh, I'm in housing court. In Columbus Circle in New York City, yeah, big problem. You know what it takes to actually get evicted in New York City? Years. Years. You have no idea what it is to live poor, Aaron. You have no idea. You're just a pretty girl who got some entitlement fucking issues, okay, who is now a professionally trained Hollywood actress from all my children studying the stories of poor people, and the little guy trying to make money, the guy you don't want anybody to know about, but you want to make sure I stay around just enough to keep fucking supporting your business. Or maybe you don't, and that's why you sent me this shit. This isn't going to end, Aaron. Your Reiki business, this is done. You will not do this on my back or anyone else. You will not use the stories of poor people and people who have been abused to go run to a bunch of fucking entitled, spoiled Hollywood actors, politicians, what have you, and give no credit while we suffer, while they suffer. And I'm supposed to be inspired by you, you fucking gaslighting succubus daywalker? You're gonna be exposed, and you knew it. I have never been so disheartened and disgusted. You know, Charlene says I shouldn't even have said this, shouldn't even say this, but I am resigned to the fact that the greats, the philosophers, the whoever, they usually die in obscurity and unknown because of people like this. It isn't until usually years later that people realize what they were talking about. Because of vampires like Aaron Elaine Cole and her bullshit photo shoot in Forbes.com. And that's not the only place. She's written me. She's been written up in the Hollywood Reporter as well. And isn't it funny, she's been written up in the Hollywood Reporter and the other publication, and not two other publications where she was written up in coincide within days of her sending me fucking stories. Like I told you on the phone, Aaron, nobody is gonna believe that you're just trying to support me as a fan or as a colleague or as a peer. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, and your own words and actions disprove it. I'm going to leave the link to the article in Forbes in the box. I suggest everybody click it and follow the links in the article as well to Aaron's page, to Forbes, and maybe tell everybody how you feel about this. because things have to change here as well. Okay, because I can never be taken advantage of like this again. Never. It is disheartening, and it almost just makes me want to shut the whole fucking thing down. $65,000. And I'm sitting here waiting for, hoping sometimes for a $5 or $10 donation. Unbelievable. You're Meatnormous's daughter, Aaron. And I'm pretty sure this was the worst case of self-sabotage I ever seen. And anyone else, I wouldn't have done it. But if you weren't out exploiting and hurting other people, then I wouldn't have done it. But that's exactly what you are and what you're doing, and that I won't abide and I won't allow. I don't want any part. I wonder what the celebrities you've helped would say if they saw my channel and saw our communications, huh? I wonder if the people giving those testimonials had seen my channel and then our communications of what was actually going on here, Aaron. If any of them would want a refund or want to report you for fraud. I better not see this business because I'm going to hunt it down until it's gone. And that goes for every other one of you fucking bullshit Reiki people out there, sucking off the work of other people, sucking off the misery of other people to target rich people for yourselves and keep the source in obscurity, huh? No more, Aaron. I don't know what my legal options are at this point, but I'm going to see about them. Because there needs to be because if you made money off this, you made money off me, you made money studying my content. $65,000 starting. And she'll stay an extra 3 days. Okay, be sure to follow all her links. Okay, because it just gets funnier and funnier when you realize that what has been going on here and what she's presenting herself as and what she really is doing. You wanted to be sabotaged? Well, you got it. But it brings me no pleasure. It really doesn't. It's very, very sad. And also, please reach out to Miss Megan Taylor. Her information's right in the Forbes article as well, as I will be following through with Forbes editors tomorrow and wherever else this nonsense I find it. Not only you, Aaron, every healer. Every one of these healers. To everybody else, thank you for all your support. I'm struggling here. $25, $475. This is $475 worth of work. Okay, everybody, for somebody on Forbes.com. Okay, being given credibility for helping the stars, and this is what she's doing, charging $65,000. I can solve everybody's problems. Okay, and give them the answer. There's no 45-day journeys with me. Thank you, everybody. You know what to do on this one.